What's up, guys? It's Pitsy. I'm back giving you guys another Fan Theory Friday. Da-da-da. I wish I actually had like some sort of proper intro to give Fan Theory Friday its rightful place, but the first Friday 2016 means the first time I post a Fan Theory Friday. Wait, January 1st was the first Friday. Where'd he go, idiot? Jeez. Okay, whatever. I missed a few Fridays, let's be real. But I do want to bring this back on a semi-regular basis, and as you can tell, there's Battlefront here, so probably means I'm going to talk about Star Wars. Also, if you've read the title, probably means you've also know this is going to be about Star Wars. And if you haven't seen Star Wars Force Awakens, this won't make much sense to you, plus there's going to be a ton of spoilers. So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, don't want to know what happens, don't watch the rest of this video, because I'm going to talk about spoilers. This movie is awesome. So go watch it. Don't have it spoiled for you, as most people have. If you've been this lucky to enter January without it being spoiled, good for you. So essentially, with that warning, let's get right into the fan theory. But before that, some Battlefront in the foreground, or in the background while I talk about this. Hope you guys enjoy. It's heroes versus villains. I have had fun with Battlefront. It is a fun game, but it's not a game I can play for hours upon hours. It's a fun, just lose yourself in the game for a little bit kind of game. So I do have fun within that aspect, but it's not the game I necessarily want it to be. It is very immersive, but not necessarily the game I want it to be. But let's get started with this fan theory. So, this is from BuzzFeed.com. I will give them the full credit of posting this. This is actually from Tumblr. Oh, what is it? What's her name? Leticia Perotec. 23-year-old blogger from Brazil. She posted an amazing fan theory about Star Wars: The Force Awakens on her Tumblr. So, full marks to her. I'll put that link in the description below, unlike I didn't do with the last one, so I do apologize for that. So let's get on to what the fan theory is. Once again, the final spoiler warning. You've been warned, okay? Okay, so we got out of our second The Force Awakens showing, and my dad was driving us home. Out of nowhere, he was like, "Oh my god, what if KYLO REN chose to go to the dark side so he could help the light side?" And I was like, "What?" So he was like, "Hear me out. What if he went to the dark side just so he could kill Snoke? And that's why he's so conflicted, and that's why he feels the temptation of the light side stronger than the dark side." Dun dun dun. He had to completely turn away from his family in order to do that. To become a Sith fully and completely, you have to sacrifice someone you love to death. In this case, it was Han. That's why he tells Han he feels like he's being torn apart inside, because he doesn't want to do it at all. But it's only possible way to become a Sith and to complete his task. Kylo literally uttered the words, "Will you help me?" to Han, and Han says, "Anything you need," or something like that, I can't remember. What if he's asking if Han will die in order for him to complete his fucking task? They live side by side. And that's why he's so conflicted all the time. That's why his fight style isn't like a Sith's at all. They are always saying that the dark side and the light side are together in the Force. They need personification of both forces, Kylo and Rey, in order to be strong enough to destroy Snoke. He literally has to become a Sith to join forces with the Jedi. Because the light in him is so much stronger than the dark, he has to get rid of it in order to do what he has to do and save the galaxy with Rey and Luke. Okay, you know how a lot of people are saying, "Oh, but it looks so much like Episode 4. Yes, I know, it's on purpose, because the path they're taking is going to be completely different. Episode 7 was literally just an introduction. Calm down, people. Please, it's going to be awesome. This is Star Wars. We're talking about a plot twist like this is mandatory. We're getting remakes of the original trilogy. I promise you." I don't know if you like it, but I think it's so fucking awesome if that's the reason. It's the only good explanation in my head. Why someone that has Leia as his mother, Han as his father, and Luke as his uncle would turn to the dark side, you know. Han dying wouldn't be for nothing. He literally died so his family could finish saving the galaxy. Rey, Kylo, Luke, Leia, Finn, and Poe are going to destroy the last Sith together and bring balance to the Force. Wow, that is a lot to soak in. And I'll link this article down below once again from BuzzFeed. And I just want a second to dissect all that again, because that's probably the third or fourth time I read that. And I'm amazed every time I see it. Holy shit. That is such a good take on the movie. And you know, I want to give my theory about this. I think that in the end, I think in episode 9 or late in episode 8, we're going to see Ren shift back to the light side. And I think that for some reason he needs the powers of the dark to be the strongest Jedi. And I think that's the same line that we talked about in the last Fan Theory Friday, where Luke was using both light and dark almost to overcome what he needed to overcome. And I think that's what Kylo's going to do as well. You see what happens, right? The Force separated Ren and Rey at the end of the fight, right? The earthquake essentially split them in half because Rey was probably going to kill Ren. And the Force is like, no, we need him still, and you need to get stronger. So that is why, the one thing that this theory doesn't explain is, if everyone's in on Ren destroying Snoke, why is it the fact that Luke is in exile? Because he knows that Snoke's going to go after him and try to get Ren to kill him, and Ren won't have the power to do that? That's the only logical thing I can think of, is that Ren's like, if we're doing this, Luke, you have to go into exile, and we have to try to find you, but we won't. And maybe that's why he actually knows where Luke is, and that's why when he has Rey in the chair and he says, I see an island with water, or whatever he says, and he essentially describes where Luke is. I can't remember the exact line, but he's like, I see this water, and then an island with hills, or whatever it is. But he says it as he's like Force trying to figure out her mind, because he actually knows where it is, and he's trying to telepathically trying to show Rey that I know where this is. Here's my information that I know as well. And once Han dies, I guess R2 knows inside, okay, it's time that Rey gets the proper training, because if Rey goes out there, and maybe we won't bring Luke into the picture yet, Rey goes out there, she gets trained, can bring Ren back to the, not back to the good side, but fight to destroy Snoke. Ren and Rey together can do it, and with Luke's teachings, because maybe Luke is too old to actually kill Snoke on his own. And Ren knows that he probably couldn't do it, so he said, Luke, stay away. Go in exile. And Han knows it's a sacrifice for him, and that's maybe also why there's not as much mourning as everyone knows about. Maybe that's why also they're not all together, that Han went off on his own mission, because he wanted to make the blow less big when he actually died, because he knew that was important, and that's probably what he needed to do as a last step for Ren to fully gain Snoke's trust. And also maybe why Ren doesn't fully try to kill Finn or Rey, because he knows that these people will eventually turn into his friends, the people he needs to kill Snoke. So this is an amazing fan theory, and a lot of different things can connect to it and correlate. But do I actually think this is what it is? No. Unfortunately not. I don't think Ren is actually a double agent and is going to be coming back to the light side because he was told to by the Resistance. I think, honestly, at some point he will have that moment of weakness where he actually comes back. Maybe it's Leia dying, maybe it's Snoke doing something terrible to Luke, and he finally snaps, and he uses his dark side powers to do good and finally take down Snoke, because I think Ren is going to be the ultimate person who takes down Snoke. I could also see Ren falling in love with Rey, which is a very different take too, is that Rey dies, and then he's so overcome by emotion because Snoke killed her that he's like, no! And all the light flushes back into him, and he falls on his knees after killing Snoke. And Luke and Leia run up, and they're like, what just happened? I did it, says Ren. I killed him. That monster. And Leia grabs him, and she says, my son is back. End of movie, end of trilogy, done. No, and that's extremely far-fetched to believe that that could happen, but that'd be cool too. Like, he falls in love with Rey, and he's still super conflicted by both dark and light. And Rey makes him see more of the light, but Snoke is trying to drag him more to the dark, and Snoke's final thing is, I have to eliminate this girl. So he eliminates Rey, takes her out, with whatever he does. And that's it for Ray. And Ren, in a fury of anger, goes and kills Snoke. And finally releases all his anger, releases all the dark hatred inside of him, and becomes light again. That could happen. But I think this fan theory is very interesting. And I do think at some point, like I said earlier, that I think that Ren is eventually going to be the person who kills Snoke. But I don't think this is the way it's going to happen. Very interesting. I want to know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Please let me know. This is a very interesting theory. If you guys have any other theories, let me know. And guys, until next week, next Fan Theory Friday, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button. And as always, comment below as to what your favorite part of the video was. Enjoy the rest of your day, you lovely people. Ped City, out.